Well, here we go. The Black Ferns Sevens are going for a 4th straight title in Hong Kong this weekend. And they get us underway, running left to right, all in black, of course. And there is Talia Costa, who was HSBC Player of the Tournament in Sao Paulo. She's been bundled over the sideline, and New Zealand will throw a line. Well, Greg O'Shea alongside on commentary. What can Brazil do to here? It's a 22-match losing streak for Brazil against New Zealand. Relative minnows against the best team in the sport. How can they challenge them here?
Rupert, it's a very tough one. No one on the women's side of the series seems to have figured out how to beat the Black Ferns, but Brazil, they have series experience. They're well able to play as a squad. As their head coach, Crystal, said, they just need to stick together, and this isn't the ideal start for them.
And it will be Caitlin Varcolo who scores the opener for New Zealand in Hong Kong. That's a statement off the set piece from the Black Ferns Sevens.
Now, the Black Ferns Sevens are #1 ranked team for a reason. Their skills, their power, their vision, they have it all. But as I mentioned, for Brazil, they have to stick together in their threes in defense. They can't be letting any gaps appear, or people like Varcolo will find it and they will score. It's all about staying together as a team of 7. That's how you take it to a monster team like Black Ferns.
Yeah, it's been an incredible season for them. They won 5 of 6 events on the regular season. Only Cape Town they didn't win. Australia took out that one. They've won 17 of 18 games here in Hong Kong. Only lost to France back in 2024 in pool play. But in terms of the titles here, well, it's been all black in the women's competition since 2023. And again, they forced the line-out possession. And that's what they do to you. Good restart, near the edge. Forced the ball over the sideline. All of a sudden, they got possession back.
Yeah, they're so well coached by Corey Sweeney. Their entire squad is incredible. These lucky 12 women are the ones that got selected, but throughout the entire Black Ferns program is top-notch, and we're seeing the reaps of the reward here.
And here they come again. Varcolo gets the inside ball from Mahina Paul, and Varcolo is going to have a double power play. Caitlin Varcolo storming through for her second.
Varcolo getting 2 easy ones back to back, but it was a team try. The assist given by Mahina Paul out the back. Those awesome skills that they work on so hard back in New Zealand, and they also work on those celebrations. They're ready to go. Individualized players, but coming together as an incredible team.
Caitlin Varcolo, she was number 95. Right here, that's the year her parents got married. That's pretty sweet, isn't it? Players, of course, in Rugby Sevens allowed to choose their squad numbers. Really good start from New Zealand. Restart play, Nuku. Miller's on the chase. That's gone over the head of Costa as Waka was heading in her direction. I mean, there are just rock stars throughout this Black Ferns Sevens team. None less than Stacey Waka, double Olympic champion. World Cup winners and multiple in 15s as well. Commonwealth Games, you name it. World Cups and 7s. It's Georgia Miller with the pink ribbon in the hair, trying to make a nuisance of herself at the breakdown, but Brazil get the penalty. That'll help out Silver and Co. It was an amazing finish in Sao Paulo, wasn't it? Because they were kind of nowhere near the top 4 after Nairobi and Montevideo, but they, on home turf, it's where their training base is in Sao Paulo. They had great support there, and we were lucky enough to call it, Greg, weren't we? And when they finally got over the line to win the cup final there, it was great scenes, and it just showed you what it meant to them to get back to this opportunity to try and reach the elite level of Rugby Sevens again here at the World Championship. Remember, it's all about reaching the top 8 at the end of 3 events here in Hong Kong, then Valladolid and Bordeaux to round out the season. Here come New Zealand again. Jamie Colossi on an angled run there. Varcolo helps her out. Paul gets it away. There's Georgia Miller and Reese Prodilane, the skipper, to Stacey Waka. A couple of right foot steps, dishes it back inside to Nuku, and here's Georgia. Oh, it's Miller time already in front of the south stand. Well, it was the quiet start from Georgia Miller. There she is. Absolute sevens supremo, taking the time to dot this one down. And that will be number 3 for New Zealand.
I don't think Brazil realise that Georgia Miller hasn't touched down the ball yet. She technically is allowed to take as long as she wants, but we'll get this game moving. She's a superstar player, and she's been pulling the strings in the middle of the park, passing balls, making assists. Look at the movement here from the Black Ferns. Stacey Waka bouncing back in, causes havoc, and then Georgia Miller sees the space, weaves those hips, and managed to get all the way through and skips through Gomos dos Santos' last-ditch tackle and gets herself her first try in Hong Kong.
I call New Zealand rugby players very conscious of history and what came before them. My old teammate Ruby Tui's with HSBC this weekend was talking about in 2000, the first ever official Black Ferns Sevens team came to Hong Kong to play here. Of course, the first official World Rugby sanctioned Sevens event for women was in 2023. And our colleague this weekend, Portia Woodman-Wycliffe, was playing. They've obviously won 3 in a row since then, but they're really conscious of the likes of Anna Richards and Lavinia Gold and the greats that went before them back in the day. And they are well and truly still setting the standards at the top of the sevens game. Opportunity here for Waka on the edge. Helping her out was Mahina Paul. Now they get the ball away to Miller, Kolosi, and Nuku. And it's hat-trick time if she can finish here. Vaakolo, she will. A first half triple in Hong Kong for Caitlin Vaakolo.
3 in 1 half is something special. She's standing on the width for the Black Ferns, so she's the beneficiary from all this good skills from the inside players. They've been sitting around the hotel room all day waiting to get out here in Kai Tak Stadium, and they put on a show straight away.
Conversion doesn't make it, but an impressive opening 7 minutes from the Black Ferns. They lead Brazil by 22 points to 0. Eagles, who have come through sevens too. That should be really interesting to see how competitive the USA men are back in the elite level. Back underway here, and Brazil really well get it back off the restart at the top of the second half here. New Zealand, 4 first half tries, 3 of them to Caitlin Vaakolo. Brazil working hard. Back yourself. That's what Crystal Cower said. Keep working and give yourself a chance. Arriving there at the breakdown was Yasmin Suarez. She was really important in that Sao Paulo event. She and Talia Costa were the try scoring X-factor for them. They got a penalty here, and they can tap, and they can go quickly with Rodriguez. She offloads the ball to Fioravanti. Thinking about a dart around the base, and getting away is Carvalho. And Camila Carvalho, right in front of the south stand, will score for Brazil. That's a solo stunner from Camila Carvalho.
What a moment. From 40 yards out, she takes it off the base of the ruck, and she goes on a solo run, and she just has eyes for that try line. She realizes that she has the space and has every bit of speed to outpace Georgia Miller, which is not an easy thing to do. Great work, Carvalho. That's exactly what Crystal Kaua, the head coach, said. Just take your opportunities, run hard, get up the pitch, and back yourself.
Extra 2 with the conversion as well. 22-7. What a start to the second half, Brazil. Carvalho was really important in that run in Sao Paulo as well, especially in the final. Got a couple of first half tries. It's really set up that result and got them here to Hong Kong. She stood up once again. Oh, well, Black Ferns Sevens. Can they answer back after conceding at the top of this second half? Jamie Kolosi. Vaakolo gets it away to Miller. There's Rusi Podile, and Carvalho ran away from for that try. Nuku over to Waka. Waka just pointing, thought about the kick. She will kick, but it's been really well intercepted by guess who? Camila Carvalho. It's a foot race now, but Carvalho's going to run away from Risi Puri-Lane again. That is absolutely brilliant. Take a bow, Camila Carvalho. She's got a double against New Zealand.
Stacey Waka tries to kick it inside. Look at that goalkeeping ability. She manages to pluck it out of the air as well and back it up with the speed and the fitness to go 60 meters with Risi Puri-Lane chasing you down. The smiles all around Brazil because this has been an incredible 2 minutes for Carvalho. The stuff of dreams. Take a bow, that's incredible.
10 points the difference. Conversion attempt coming up. New Zealand 22, Brazil 12. New Zealand have won 22 straight against Brazil in HSBC Sevens. Remains 22-12. I mean, we've seen some upsets in Rugby Sevens, but this would be next level if they could pull this off, Greg O'Shea.
Her awareness to stop the ball there and also catch it and then finish it off. That is high-level skill that we want to see in 7-1. And Brazil have come all the way up from 7-2, and it's great to see them execute in moments like that.
4th place in 7-2, the last team to qualify for the HSBC Sevens World Championship here in Hong Kong. And here they come again, the Yaras. And almost bursting through again is Lopez. Miller got her in the end. Really gained confidence as this match has continued. There's Fioravante again. They've got another penalty offside New Zealand that time. 2-score game. Fioravante looks pretty relaxed in conversation with Isadora Lopez.
You know what? They're in this game. There's only 10 points to go. Risi Puri-Lane got a yellow card. I think that was for the late hit as Carvalho put down for her second try. So that's why they got a penalty on the middle of the park instead of a kickoff. So Brazil are in this game. They have a chance.
And New Zealand was 6. They're going to make a change. Braxton Sorensen-McGee coming on for Manaya Nuku. So they want some fresh energy out there with the captain in the sin bin. Here come Brazil again. Power play against New Zealand. Rodriguez has Suarez with her, and she was gone if she held on to that. Because she is quick. Just couldn't hold on to the prize. Score there. And anything could happen here.
Suarez is speedy. She was too fast on this occasion. They weren't on the same wavelength there. Just a meter off. The pass doesn't go to hand. But she just needs to draw a line in the sand now, Suarez. There's still 2 minutes left. You're going to get another opportunity. There's still a minute left in this sin bin for Risi Puri-Lane. There's head coach of Brazil on the edge of her seat.
Well, Crystal Cower knows all these players so well. Used to be part of the New Zealand Sevens program. Risi Puri-Lane back out there for New Zealand. So New Zealand back to the full 7. There's Kelsey Tennessee on the tight head side of this scrum. Twice HSBC player of the final across the regular season. Sorensen-McGee feeds it. New Zealand under a bit of pressure here. 10-point lead against Brazil, but they're having to answer some questions, and Suarez shadows the ball over the sideline. Did that go forward off New Zealand first or off a Brazilian hand? Yeah, knock on. Well, actually, they took the option of the line out, New Zealand, because it went straight out, so they'd gone quickly. And here is Kelsey Tennessee on Suarez. This should be a good contest. 2 absolute flyers over there on the far edge. Tennessee holds on. Costa puts her on the floor eventually. Miller. Puri-Lane. Nuku to Miller again. That ability she has just to step through tackles like no one else on the circuit. Good quick hands for New Zealand because the spot tackle was coming in. Sorensen-McGee this dynamic rookie for New Zealand. She's tackled just before the halfway line. Still alive for the Black Ferns Sevens. Final minute now. They lead by 10. Vakolo gets it off the floor. Now here's Mahina Paul again to Georgia Miller, to Tanetti, and Kelsey Tanetti will run clear for New Zealand. Thinks about dishing it indoors for Vakolo's fourth, but decides to dot it down, and Kelsey Tanetti, who's been one of their best in season 2026, perhaps does enough to see New Zealand home.
It's really well worked here by the Black Ferns, running some loops around the back, and then it's Georgia Miller with that assist once again out to Kelsey Tanetti, who runs it in, but she's been threatening all game. She made a massive carry a couple of phases ago. She sucked in about 3 Brazilian defenders, and New Zealand just showed their class, but they were made work hard for it. Brazil can be proud, they can stand tall, that they're making the #1 ranked team work hard for this win.
Yeah, she was a field hockey star as a junior and out of Hamilton Girls High School. I mentioned player of the final in Perth and in New York in the final round of the regular season when the Black Ferns Sevens lifted the regular season World Series trophy. But this is Hong Kong. This is the Sevens World Championship. New Zealand attempting to go 4 straight here in the Sevens mecca that is Hong Kong. There's Carvalho, 2 tries. She won't forget this half of Sevens rugby against New Zealand. It's Talia Costa picking the ball up. She's hardly had any opportunity, and I think under all that pressure they think, look, we'll just save some energy for later today. Done pretty well to score a couple of tries here against New Zealand, give ourselves a chance, but the Black Ferns Sevens just had a bit too much in the end, and the defending champs start with a win here in Hong Kong.
Action. Both teams winners in their opener earlier this afternoon. As Manaya Nuku gets us underway a year after she injured her knee on this ground, and ball straight into the hands of Georgia Miller, and she fights for every inch of grass. New Zealand straight into their work now as they go through the hands with Nuku once more, now to the edge, and Kelsey Tanetti, little stutter step. Japan's defence holding firms, and Tanetti to ground, throws it back slightly awkwardly for Jamie Colossi to recover. Now Poldy Lane as Japan shoot up. Miller though with the fend on Saigusa, and Georgia Miller lopes away. Bouncing ball doesn't go cleanly for Waka. She's got plenty of time and space to collect. Miller again through 1, around 2, and around another, and Georgia Miller has had 3 touches in this opening passage of play, and there's an inevitability that she comes up with the score.
Georgia Miller is full of beans. The energy being shown from her. She is doing it from the very first minute of this game. A couple of carries, as you mentioned, Ricky, but it's the power after contact that makes her near impossible to stop. And she grabs herself a second try of this weekend, but you can see Japan's tactic defensively is to rush up on the Black Ferns and try and spook them, but Georgia Miller's not getting spooked.
It was interesting, the question you asked of Corey Sweeney, that New Zealand's first game at 5 o'clock this evening, and I know he said, you know, the girls have been great, but as a player, what would they have been doing? How would you cope with something like that?
It's very hard because your sleep is so limited. You're not going to sleep until 12 o'clock because that will make you lethargic. So they're up and they're always thinking about the game, but it's just keeping the energy low, not moving around unnecessarily, eating the right food and being ready to go, and we're seeing it right here in front of us.
Paul, who scooped up that loose ball now for Nuku on the switches. Tanetti. New Zealand getting into their work. They love playing under lights in the big stadiums as well. Colossi. Miller again. Now Poldy Lane. It's a little jump, hitch kick. Miller dancing her way around again. Now Poldy Lane. Oh, I thought she was thinking about the crossfield kick there for a moment. She's trying to find the option, still going Poldy Lane, and then eventually the option comes, and the hole is huge for Mahina Paul. We're going to have to get out a second to get New Zealand second. Mahina Paul.
A couple of New Zealand fans in the stand here in Kai Tak Stadium. They enjoyed that one. But it's the skipper, Reese Pori Lane. Look at her just pulling strings here. She moved herself from right to left and found the gap there for Mahina Paul, who did very well to take it over her head. ball in two hands and then sticks it under the armpit and goes under the sticks. Really good work from Reece Lane and Mahina Paul.
So assured this season, Mahina Paul, taking on some new roles and getting better and better. Her sister Merirangi will be in the Black Ferns 15s team, playing Canada in a heck of a rematch of the World Cup semi-final. The early hours of tomorrow morning here in Hong Kong time. New Zealand sitting top of the table at the moment.
No, backward off white.
Marin Kajiki, absolute warhorse for this Japan side as they finally get some ball in hand. Saigusa it is who goes forward for them, and this is where Japan can be dangerous, especially when you've got to evade the referee as well. It's laid back once more for Kajiki, and now Japan starting to get a little bit of momentum forward. Hitting the line hard with a stop and get up, go again. Still it comes back there. Ball is not out as Georgia Miller decided to take it on.
Now Georgia Miller having a laugh there. She took a risk. Sometimes it pays off. You can get into the referee's head and make them believe the ball is out, but this time Sunny was way too aware of the situation. It was great refereeing, and Japan maintained territory and possession. You can see the hands are on the ball, arguably, but the referee has the best shot from down there. We've lost a contact. I don't wear glasses, but I can imagine that's so uncomfortable trying to put a contact back in.
I don't either, and I always watch how, firstly, how the force of them pops out, and then you put it back in. As our favourite Japanese superfan, Akasuka Hajima, has recruited a few in there. She's got a whole lot of different headwear we've seen so far this weekend too, and she's into it.
Sure, she's roasting underneath that costume, but it's worth it. Looking great.
Crouch. Space. Fine. Fine.
So Japan set the scrum on halfway.
Set.
Deep into the evening of day one of Cathay HSBC Hong Kong Sevens. Oh, that is an absolute beautiful delivery for Mai Otani to strike a big hole right through the heart of the New Zealand defence. Fabulous try for Otani in Japan.
That's got the Japanese fans dancing in the sand. Look at that line. It's impeccable. She knew exactly what she wanted to do, Mai Otani. Look at the determination on her face. She burst through that gap, and not a single Black Fern was going to chase her down. Sheer determination. Mai Otani actually had a great try earlier against Fiji in the last play of the game to get the win for Japan, and she gets another here. She's having a great day.
Such an important player in this Japan team, Mai Otani. Racking up tournaments now. Kick doesn't go 10 metres though from Japan, making a mistake from the restart.
It's those kind of moments that suck the energy out of your momentum. You've just scored a great try, you managed to get 7 points, and then you just gift the ball back to the best team on the park.
New Zealand, lots of bodies in motion. Switches, oh, Kolossi had to brace herself for the contact, and she has stayed down. Jamie Kolossi got hit right in under the ribs. Japan flying in defence. Waka's got this one. New Zealand have lost plenty of metres, and look at Japan still really attacking and just about turning over New Zealand, no conceding the penalty. Kolossi still winded on this edge as it's going to start heading her way. So she's going to have to find those lungs quickly, I think, Kolossi. As Tinetti holds it up for Miller, and now Miller has to make the choice to go herself, and she will back herself 100% of the time. Georgia Miller to do the job for her team.
As a true leader should do for her team. She takes the ball and gets it done. Watch this evasion here. It doesn't look like she's actually moving that fast, but in reality she is lightning quick and it's her awareness to know where the space is and how to get her body into it while also evading the tackle. She uses her handoff so well and just creates the space for herself. The best in the world look like they have so much time on the ball.
Conversion by Nuku from in front of the post goes over. So despite that great strike by Japan, it's New Zealand who leads 19-7 rather at halftime. Women leading 19-7 over Japan. Second half underway. Yeah, restart taken down well by the captain, Pauli Lane. Elena Sayeli out there for New Zealand. Miller with ball in hand. Here is Sayeli again. Just can't link up awkwardly with Tinetti. Played a little bit. Tinetti's so strong. Able to buy herself and her team some time to regroup. Nuku, New Zealand playing right in front of their own goalpost, but confidently so as they go edge to edge, where Stacey Waka now keeps it alive. But that also messy from New Zealand. There's been some untidy periods of play with ball in hand, and they've handed it over to Japan. Kajiki. See Japan with that ability to cut teams up, strike up through the middle, play that patient style, become so familiar. Flat this time. Eventually spun to ground, so Gusa there to help protect, and Otani, the try scorer, will send it away. Back in the hands of Otani once more, trying to keep it alive under pressure from New Zealand. They do with Chiaki Sogusa, who recovers well too. New Zealand can't get hands on it. Japan possession game strong. Kajiki, here's the little switches that we see from Japan. Otani through the hands for Hana Nagata. That one's off the knee, but straight to Waka, who then delivers it back. And in fact, there's a knock-on in there from Japan. A really scrappy period of play.
Yeah, very scrappy, Ricky. It comes from the Japanese defense. Their head coach, Yuka Kanematsu, has definitely told them to get up in defense, take that space off the Black Ferns and force them to move the ball and make a mistake. Now, the Black Ferns are so good at their skills that they're not really making the mistakes. They're one or two messy offloads on the width. But Japan's tactics is definitely working in defense. Can they keep it up?
Nuku feeds the scrum as it's whipped along the line for the captain. And now out to Tinetti, early ball on the wraparound. Pauli Lane again, the pass doesn't connect, so Tinetti does her own tidying up this time, swats away one, can't get through another. New Zealand has been camped in this area, can't find a way through the Japan defence. There's Sayeli keeping it alive for Nuku. She has a lovely flick ball out the back for Miller, who just drops that hip again. Doesn't have to go at top speed when she can move her body in such a way that leaves defenders grasping at air, and Georgia Miller gets her third of the match.
Is that some of her Highland dancing there, Ricky?
I don't know if she'd be super proud if that was it.
Yeah,
That's part of skill, is some Highland dancing though, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a talented Highland dancer. I think that's where the evasiveness and the elusiveness comes from, because it doesn't look like she's actually moving at top speed. Now, maybe she is. We'll have to ask her in an interview, but she just makes it look so easy. But the best in the world do. They smile, they enjoy, and she's grabbed a third try in this game. She's a very special player.
Once again, from in front of the post, Manaya Nuku adds two more. There's usually some sort of game or something that goes on around the try celebrations. They sometimes come up with something absolutely ridiculous for each other. You got to pull it out of the hat, and then you got to do the one. That's why we saw Stacey Waka cartwheel a few tournaments back, and so, but who knows? Same with so many of these teams. There's always some little trick or something going on among these squads. As Japan lose control of that one, that's disappointing. It's the restart for Japan. They were putting pressure on New Zealand, but have just let them off the hook.
Yeah, this thing has definitely gone out of the Japanese defense. They were doing so well up until now. It was really working for them, but you can see that their win rate dropped from 60% between Dubai and Cape Town, where they actually podiumed for the first time in the series in Dubai. They just haven't managed to keep that form. They started strong and they're just slightly dropping off. But you know, the World Championships we're starting here in Cathay, HSBC Hong Kong, and then we're moving on to Valladolid and Bordeaux, so just plenty of time to get it right.
Maya Davis into the action for New Zealand. Some substitutions out there, but it's the captain, Poldy Lane, who gets her footwork going straight up, and that good burst of speed that Reese Poldy Lane possesses to score again for the Black Ferns.
That's Pori Lane's first for the weekend, straight off the base. Look at that scrum, great passing, and then it's just a little hitch kick, bounce back on the inside, and the Japanese defense didn't manage to chase it up, and the inside defender is in the wrong place at the wrong time and isn't able to even lay a hand on Reese Pori Lane. Great identification of space, and slots herself through to get her first try in Hong Kong.
Saying earlier, there's a player in the German men's team, Jan Lammers, who went to school with Reese Poldy Lane. Their town in the top of the South Island in New Zealand, population of just over 8,000, and have got 2 players here playing at Kai Tak Stadium, Hong Kong Sevens. Pretty cool. They played touch together and did judo together through high school and junior grades. Braxton Sorensen McGee recently re-signed a new contract with New Zealand Rugby, the young stars. Caitlin Vahakolo powers to another one for the Kiwis.
There's that celebration that you're talking about, Ricky. They've definitely been working on that all day, if not all week. And she scores enough tries as Caitlin Vahakolo that she has time to celebrate. She got 3 earlier against Brazil. And she's grabbed another one here off the bench, but she's vicious in attack. She's so powerful and very difficult to stop one-on-one.
Yeah, that's the Blues connection there. These two will play for the Blues in Super Rugby Opiki, the women's Super Rugby competition at the end of the 7th season. Might see that a few more times over the next couple of months. 38-7 now, New Zealand in control. Hasn't been all plain sailing for sure, though. The defending champions, but going to get the job done on day one. Get a second win. Japan are going to be right in that mixer for quarter-final spots too, though. Keeping it alive. Matsuda nice out the hands for Utsumi. Now Nagata and Otani. No way through. Oh, and in fact finding a way through. Just absolutely stayed in the fight. There's 4 Black Ferns players rounding down upon her, running out of puff. Unfortunately, Otani and New Zealand able to get back in numbers. And Vahakolo gets it to the toe, and she might go the other end, Caitlin Vahakolo, except the football skills will see it over the side and said a tough end for Japan. New Zealand get out with 2 wins on day one. And they round out this one, 38 points to 7. So Fiji will get us underway for this Pool A match. The pink bow of Georgia Miller gets under it.
Offside.
Mika releases to Colossi. Great hands from Kelsey Taneti, who's really grown into her game. She's just gotten better and better, has Kelsey Taneti. And she is up. Just looked a little scary for 2 seconds there, Kelsey Taneti. Under lots of pressure inside their own 22, the Black Ferns, but they just have a way to work the ball to be able to get out of their own 22. Fiji still working hard, and they get hands on ball, do Fiji, so happy to go, tap and go. And Lavena Thavuru is one of the quickest players, just unable to get around. Ditavutu brought down Thavuru, back involved again. Now through the hands, from defensive pressure into relentless attack for Fiji at the moment. Just taking their time, not rushing it. Ulinisau, Thavuru, and that's been lost again. So frustration for Fiji.
Some awesome play there from Fiji, just some position, some patience. We all know that Fiji love to play quick. Now New Zealand have a chance just to exit out of their 22. Small drop there, small little fumble on the ground. It was on though.
Had the numbers. Do Fiji really physical heading into their positions. Black Ferns on an 11-game win streak in Hong Kong. It was a 9 until the 2 wins yesterday. Huge gap up the middle for Jamie Colossi. Tanetti. Georgia Miller with her dancing feet this time sends it off to Risi Parilane. The understanding between the co-skips. So good. And just resetting, just going through their numbers and going through the motions as they try to still work it and get in to Fiji's half. Tanetti takes a hard hit, still on her feet, buying enough time for defenders to get there, and they get the advantage to Fiji. Fling onto the outside to Miller. Miller being well watched by the defense at the moment. Dita Vutu chasing, Waka back onto the inside, the flick pass to Risi Parilane, and Parilane will get in and score, and that came all the way from inside their own 22.
New Zealand just showing how to play sevens when you hold on to the ball. Georgia Miller being able to get tackled by 2 people, get absolutely crumpled. Risi picking up the ball at her fingertips and releasing Stacey with some footwork out wide to feed back to Risi to score right next to the post.
Yeah. A real playmaker on the side, Parilane, as she converts her own kick. So New Zealand go up 7 points to 0 after absorbing a lot of pressure, and you spoke about it, held possession and did it so well.
Their ability just to read each other. Risi wrapping around, Mahina working hard, Georgia doing what Georgia does, drawing in 2 people and getting that ball free, or she's skipping out of a touch. So yeah, possession is key in sevens.
Taking their time eventually. Look who does get it away. That's been tapped back by Fiji. Want to have ball in hand. Thought about going on the blind, did Olenesau, but releases to Ademe Reane. Oh, stolen. Oh, that's ceiling for Fiji. Miller wanted to go quickly and then just changes her mind.
Fiji's just not quite getting things go their way. A little fumble at the ruck here and earlier on. But it's their chance to defend New Zealand here.
Paul starts the movement. The try scorer, Risi Parilane, met heavily in contact by Ralia Vanawa. Miller, long pass out to Colossi. Tanetti, Kelsey Tanetti. It's been well watched. They know how dangerous she is. Nuku on a short line on the receipt from Miller. Nuku holds off just long enough, but that's going to be a penalty and a yellow card.
Unfortunate for Rali Vanawa. She's been putting in some amazing line speed, and then I can see what she's doing. She's getting in the passing lane, which is exactly what you do against a side like New Zealand. Here, getting her hand to it. Oh, that's an unfortunate ball to hand, and she's gone straight to the bin.
And you can see just how frustrated she is, Rali Vanawa.
I've really enjoyed watching her this weekend. I think she's been showing some absolute speed and knowledge about the game. You know, she's pushing up on Kelsey and giving her some pressure right from the get-go.
This is what the live pool standings look like at the moment. New Zealand, Japan top the pool, so they've got automatic qualification. Fiji need a fight and try and get ball in hand. That almost were able to, but they do get the knock on. And it's probably not the smoothest of plays that we've seen from the Black Ferns.
Yeah, probably just a little bit of a miscommunication, or just Kelsey's trying to read Mahina. Ball slightly going behind Kelsey's shoulder, but defense by Reapi is always on. She's right there, being a niggly little halfback as she always is.
Rongasau feeds, waits, and has full advantage. And they had the penalty advantage, but the kick downfield to just try and get out of their own half.
Oh,
Offside.
got the foot to it. Play the advantage, ref. She was through.
Offside. The scrum.
No. Offside. Looks like it went against Mahina Paul. And they've called the scrum, have Fiji.
Fiji being down one man, that's always difficult because you've got two wingers where you usually have
The
one
back
in the
line.
back. My guess is halfback's going to have a crack off the back of the scrum and then get out to the Voodoo, who's going to back her up potentially on the right-hand side of the scrum.
Also just buys time off the yellow card clock. Rongasau with the feet again, clean ball. They go to the open side. Thavuru, almost exactly like it was scripted from you, Portia Whitman-Wycliffe. That's been dropped though.
Match is
So
over.
no ball, or not enough ball protection for Fiji at the moment. Jamie Kolossi sells the dummy, and Jamie Kolossi is quick when she gets into open space. Sometimes you need a little bit of magic, sometimes you need a little bit of luck. Jamie Kolossi's got both.
Georgia Miller, honestly, she has some out-of-it knowledge of just how to tackle. She always gets really niggly. She dislodges that ball on Kuduvuru, and then she's able to get the ball, pick it up, and feed it out to Jamie. Jamie just has some absolute speed. A little dummy, right foot step, and a fend, and she's all the way through under the post.
It's so tough as a defender to know what Jamie's doing too, because she changes her hips, so you can't even watch where the hips are going.
She's so silky. One hand, two hands on the ball, a little bit of a dummy. She does a bit of a goosey. Just love watching her fly.
Well, that's the first half done, first 7 minutes done in this Pool A match. New Zealand lead Fiji 14 points to 0. New Zealand lead Fiji 14 points to 0, but it's not been an easy ride for the Black Ferns in the first half. Fiji are here to play. Just need to get points on the board. Rongasau heads straight into a contact collision of Mahina Paul. She's got the support though, so the ball's still in Fiji hands. The floating to the outside from Lavina Thavuru. Staying on their feet really well as tonight. The pressure, and that's a brilliant short line, and referee's happy that that's gone backwards and that's been allowed to play. Kelsey Tanetti with the chase down. But it's still Fiji ball. The shoot up from Stacey Waka on the outside to try and cut off that pass. Now they release on the outside. Bringing it and keeping it just in was Ditavutu. Netball pass just to try and keep things going, and that's penalty to Black Ferns.
Sarah Volatini just hitting a beautiful line, and Georgia's gone for a quick tap to feed Stacey out wide.
Georgia Miller wanted to go, and go quickly she does. Now still trying to make something work. Kolossi to Tanetti. Tanetti's not got one in this match just yet, but Tanetti will not be held back. But the defense from Ralevanawa is too good. Paul stops and goes. Paul then releases to Pori Lane, who's got one. The fling to the outside is brilliant and is picked up by Stacey Waka. And the old head's got it.
The old head, all right. Oh, Nanny's in there with her try. So, first one for the weekend. Yeah, Auntie. Mahina, the playmaker, the guru in the middle, the footwork just to get some ankles broken in midfield, and Reese feeding out wide to the Nanny out wide.
Waka in the breadbasket.
Love you, Stace.
She loves you too. Pretty sure she does. That is confirmation of the current women's quarterfinals. Canada, USA, New Zealand, Spain, France, Japan, and Australia, Fiji as things stand.
Thank you. Yes.
Fiji is showing some amazing glimpses. If they can create
Time is back on.
a defensive line, then they're going to have an opportunity to shut down New Zealand's attack.
Need possession though. That's a huge hit coming in from Vaakolo. Not afraid of the physical stuff as Vaakolo, and she's got the pace to back it too. Now up the middle And now asking questions to the defense. Nuku has got an over and she's stolen it back. That's just too good from Manaya Nuku. Paul wants to go quickly. Pori Lane back into the inside to Nuku. Through the hands, and they've got it into the widths. Georgia Miller will not be held. And Georgia Miller makes it look so easy.
Black Ferns Sevens just showing what it's like when you hold on to the ball. Again, using your width, holding depth. Elena Saley looking up and having a little engagement to give Georgia a little one-on-one. But honestly, I've been there before. Trying to tackle Georgia is so hard. She was my practice at the Rugby World Cup last year, and I still couldn't get it by the end of it.
I'm just gonna tell myself that she puts a lot of baby oil all over her, and that's why she's so silky.
Yeah, totally, sure. Feels like it when you're in there.
Nuku. Georgia Miller, the youngster, 37 series tries. It's neck and neck between Maddie Levi and Georgia Miller. And we said it yesterday, they're so young. We don't know what those numbers will be at the end when they decide to call time on their career. We can only start to imagine.
Man, what a dream, right? Like, yeah, Georgia Miller, Manaya Nuku, Reese Pori Lane, all our youngsters across the women's game, where their career can go and the records they're breaking, can't wait for it.
Can't wait to have you in comms for all of them, Porsche. Her seat is good from Vani Buleki. Fiji have just not been able to enter the half of the Black Ferns. There's another youngster. Sarasa McGee making her tackles and making her physical presence known. The turnaround and the defense from Miller this time is good. The communication from the Black defensive line is even better. Now they push up as one. Fiji just stuck with ball in hand in the wrong position of the field, and that's been stolen at the bottom of the ruck by Manaya Nuku. Not the first time that she's done that in this game. Quick hands, the silky smooth feet from Saili. Braxton Sorensen McGee makes it look effortless, but brought down just centimeters before. Paul, Miller, Nuku, back to Miller. Miller with the touchy try. And Georgia Miller goes back to back.
Manaya Nuku just getting over that ruck. She's done it once before, she's doing it again. Just really controlled in that ruck there. That came from the tackle of Mahina Paul, getting them down and rolling out really quickly, which allows Manaya to get in over the ball. Georgia trying to feed Manaya. You go, sis. Nah, Manaya says your ball.
Playing hot potato between the two in front of the try line.
They sure are.
Always nice watching the youngsters be able to just show off their skills. And she's earned a break, 2 tries in this one. She's got 6 for the weekend so far, Georgia Miller. Maya Davis also onto the park now for the Black Ferns Sevens. Fiji have had a really good game, but they've just not been able to turn possession into anything at the moment, and that's another example thereof. They go quickly, do the Black Ferns. Want to get things going, want to keep the momentum on their side. Caitlin Vaakolo in the wider channels, coming back onto the inside. Had a gap on the outside, did Vaakolo. Another penalty to the Black Ferns. Vaakolo hasn't had enough running, wants to go again, links up with Sorensen McGee. McGee with the strong drive. Now they get going and they work the inside, and Davis just drops that ball cold, and they'll be frustrated because they're so good when they get into the 22 to turn that into points.
Yeah, and what we saw there was Olive came around the back of that scrum. Olive came around the back of that ruck, and Maya was just running on her inside, so that hole was on. She just needed to catch it and go again. But now Fiji have a chance. Midfield scrum. I love a midfield scrum. I've said that over and over again.
Do you? Fiji
Stay black.
will
Thank you.
feed. They'll try run it from deep, and Vahakola had her lined up, and the pickup from Maya Davis to correct the mistakes of earlier and get the score. So Maya Davis will get them to 38. 2 to get to 40 in this match, and it was hard work, it was physical stuff out there, but Maya Davis getting one.
New Zealand's defense with KV out wide, Caitlin Vahakola loves to put in a big hit. Maya being able to just look up, pick up the ball, and dot it down.
The awareness from Davis now has to convert her own try. This to get to 40, isn't able to get the extras too, but at the end of it, it is going to be New Zealand who beat Fiji 38 points to 0. But let's head downstairs with Gregor Shea. Spain in the white, New Zealand in the black. Quarter-final number 2 will get going off the boot of Braxton Sorensen-McGee. And it's going to be a false start for New Zealand though. Kick didn't go 10 despite the best efforts of Stacey Waka.
The way you play against the Black Ferns is you have to bring the game to them. You have to take all the space in defense, but also in attack. You've got to carry hard. You can't let them get any momentum. And Spain have a good opportunity now to do that.
And for them just to get hands on ball straight away. Lots of switches and moves, and then to cut up the middle, Marta Cantabrana. Nuku having a chase, a player fell and back play. Nuku just dragging down Cantabrana. What a start for Spain. Rakena stopped by Tinetti. New Zealand have scrambled back, but not enough. And it is a perfect start for Spain. They couldn't have asked for better. Carlota Kakoya over to open the scoring in this quarterfinal.
That's exactly what you have to do, and that's the first try of her career. Carlota Kakoya, take a bow. That is such a good memory to have, scoring against the Black Ferns in a quarter-final into the South Stand in Hong Kong. You couldn't write it. It's only a thing of dreams, and she's living her dream right now. Great start by Spain.
18 years old on debut. Oh, it is Spain who draw first blood in this quarter-final. Conversion was no good. And Juana Stella to restart. Driving kick into the hands of Kelsey Tinetti, New Zealand. Nuku for Miller. Sorensen-McGee. And the captain now, Reese Pauli-Lane for New Zealand, trying to go around the outside of Kakoya. She's got Stacey Waka with her. Offload dish for Waka, who chops back in field, and New Zealand look to reload through Miller. Able to go again, gets the offload away for Colossi, puts a big fend on it. Stella holds firm. Juana Stella has stayed down, clutching her leg too. And New Zealand with Tinetti now trying to turn the defences inside out. New Zealand will bite straight back through Kelsey Tinetti. There's real concern in back play though for Juana Stella, Spain's best player on the floor.
Look at this play from Georgia Miller, but also Colossi. She's had an incredible performance so far in Hong Kong, and she's doing it here again. She created the space for Kelsey Tinetti to then go one-on-one. And there's very few people in the world that can stop Tinetti from that distance with that much space. Really well executed by the playmakers in the Black Ferns.
Conversion from wide out from Sorensen-McGee will just fall short, so 5-all in this quarter-final. Stella is on her feet. Gets her out wide there. You can see her just hobbling at the top of your screen. Number 23 on one leg, and now she's going to go in and play halfback. Not moving with any great freedom. And New Zealand have disrupted here. That's brilliantly led by Waka. Then her footwork goes. Pauli-Lane for Miller. Miller tries to go through and does it herself. And New Zealand can punish teams so quickly, and that is exactly what Georgia Miller does.
Yeah, the co-captain once again leading from the front, but it's Stacey Waka who took the opportunity, moved it out to the other captain, greasy Pori Lane, and then it's the slick, silky running of Georgia Miller, and she just gets an extra defender beaten for the stats. Why not? In under the sticks, easy 2-pointer.
New Zealand convert this one and go 12 points to 5 ahead. Juana Stella has had to go to the side for Spain. That is a real shame for them. Nuku gets the restart underway. Quiet. And Spain bring it down. This is where New Zealand can really hassle teams off a restart and then peg them back inside their own 22. It's a hard place for Spain to get out of. Silvia Morales carries forward. Marta Fresno goes in. Nice hands across from Fresneda. New Zealand on this one, no possession though, it's still there for Spain, fighting really hard to hold on it at Angeliotta, and that penalty will help.
Yeah, that's good patience from Spain there. Tranquilo is the call. You can't panic, you just need to go through the phases, trust your ability to attack, and they get lucky with a penalty and they're able to kick their way out of here. And as you alluded to a while ago, Ricky, Spain have only beaten New Zealand once. But that's better than most people can say. Back in 2015.
Famous win in New Zealand. See, they went on to the Rio Olympics and it was Australia taking the gold. New Zealand were in trouble there. Barbara Pla, Patricia Garcia, and of course the coach Maria Ribera. Spain go down the back, work a move off the line out. It's nicely executed. That pass sits up well enough for Spain to start to roll forward. There is the try scorer, Kakoi. It's nice quick ball, and they've caught New Zealand again flat-footed. Tenetti having to chase Morales, but she's sliced open the New Zealand defence. Fresno, Spain with a real bit between the teeth in this one, trying to cut up through the middle. Clearing bodies out of the way at the ruck as well. Away it comes for Morales again, and another New Zealand player slips off the tackle. The juggle is there, and then the ball is just forced when it perhaps didn't need to. But gee, New Zealand's defence has looked creaky.
Silvia Morales, what an effort, a double effort. She skipped past Nuku, and then she gets another touch on the ball, and it was that last pass just forced it a little bit. But Spain are playing really well. You can see their bench having a smile because they're on camera. What a moment for them in the quarter-final. They're well able to get a result here. They need to stay with it now.
Crouch. I said thank you. Crouch. Fine. Set.
It's the halftime hooter. Sorensen McGee goes away for New Zealand. Now Nuku, who missed that tackle, trying to make up for it on attack, gets stopped in her tracks. Colossi there in support. Sorensen McGee from Miller. And cut her track through the middle. It's not her best pass, and Waka catches up with it, gets Pody Lane on the wrapper, and all the hands from Reese Pody Lane. It just stuck in that right mid of the New Zealand captain. The attack comes together when they need it to, and Pody Lane is going to extend their lead on the stroke of half-time in this quarter-final.
Reese Pori Lane huffing and puffing after that long sprint. She had to go a good 60 metres. But it's Stacey Waka, what a player. Beats one Spanish defender, sucks in another, and then just gives the perfect pass to her captain, Pori Lane. Stacey Waka's had a really good first half here, just creating moments and finished off then by her fellow teammates.
Braxton Sorensen McGee to try and add two more for New Zealand, and it stays away. So it is New Zealand working hard for this lead. 17 points to 5 at half-time in the quarter-final. As the second half gets underway, the winner of this will play Canada in the semi-finals. They had a great win over the United States. Sorensen McGee plays halfback for New Zealand. Nuku for Jamie Colossi. Looking for Tinetti, who just holds on, fingertip controlling, trying to use her power. There's Kelsey Tinetti close to that sideline, over that sideline. Good defence from Spain.
Really good defence. That is not an easy thing to do. Get Kelsey Tinetti over the touchline. She gets extremely close, and it's Fresno with the furious hit, so determined to get Tinetti over that touchline, and she just about does it. And now Spain, this is a vital moment. They're bringing on Fresneda, but just on the far side of half-time, there's little purple patches in these games, and if Spain can grab a chokehold of this game and grab a few points, it's going to be an exciting second half.
Spain like to work from set piece. It'll be Marta Cantabrana with the throw that is wildly crooked. And so that is the risk of set play sometimes. So New Zealand will get the feed to the scrum.
And they're the moments that separate the best from the rest. It all comes down to practice back home in your countries, repping through the lineouts, through your skills, so you can execute on the biggest stage in the world at Hong Kong Sevens. Just giving the ball back to New Zealand here.
New Zealand's quarterfinal record, 55 of 60 in their history. Leading this one, but certainly not comfortable. And Colossi and Tinetti again don't look up. That attack's looked a bit clunky at times. And Spain have a couple of hacks at it, and they've got possession back. Cantabrana clears away for Fresneda. Veteran player in this team, Olivia Fresneda. New Zealand having a dig at this on the ground with Miller, and she will win possession back. Poldy Lane wants to go, trying to turn the Spanish defence around. She's got plenty of numbers with her. Sorensen McGee is there, takes the tackle into Gortazar. Sorensen McGee into contact. Miller. Colossi. And can't get the ball away again. It's still there for Spain. This will be a penalty, or is there a little knockdown on there from Fresneda? That is a killer yellow card for Spain.
That's going to be really hard. It's bad enough playing against the Black Ferns with 7 players. Try doing it with 6. Fresneda, get down on that seat, start the 2 minutes with his Jamie Colossi, who's carrying the ball. And I suppose Fresneda would argue that it was in the tackle, but sevens, that's the rule. 2 minutes in the bin.
New Zealand now 7 on 6. Miller and Poldy Lane conducting the orchestra, but Miller held up, gets the knees to ground. Some fresh legs out there for New Zealand. Vahakolo Saele. Nuku whips the ball for Waka. Can't quite get away, almost stepping through. Stacey Waka still going and waiting. Perfect timing from the captain again. They've combined brilliantly in this one, Poldy Lane and Waka. And it's New Zealand's captain who extends the lead.
What a deadly duo, Stacey Waka. Grab a sup of water. You have been outstanding in this game. You've created so many opportunities in this quarter-final. This is number 3. Somehow you managed to stay in and get around this tackle. Look at the drive, the footwork, the power, and the awareness to pop it off to Poldy Lane, who's communicating the whole way. It's a deadly duo. That's 2 tries in this game they've created.
Kick stays out to the left, but Reece Poldy Lane's second try has given New Zealand a 22-5 lead. Oh, that's a great take from Denise Gortazar. Leading scorer for Spain in sevens too. And then again, Nuku shot up out of the line here, and Spain might be able to get away through Abel Camacho. It's a real dynamic attacker. There's the number 13. New Zealand recover. Spain looking to duck under. A couple doing this without their best player, Juana Stella, injured early in the match, playing with 6, of course, too. Olivia Fresneda still in the sin bin, doing some tough work, but all promising signs for Spain. Coming back into the World Championship after losing their course status on the season. Gordazar just puts it on the toe in heavy contact, chasing herself. Nuku back there for New Zealand. And it just squeezed out for Sayele Miller. Poldy Lang again will come back into the traffic. Sayele back in field for Miller, who's always in and around, and then Poldy Lane looking to cut a track up the middle, stepping through one, popping the ball up over the top for the Mahina Paul, who has got plenty of speed. Might in fact be the quickest in the New Zealand team. Mahina Paul off the bench onto the score sheet. New Zealand now starting to streak away.
Mahina Paul, her second of the weekend. Marisi Porelane in the middle of the park with the one-hand pass, just drops it off to Mahina Paul, who wouldn't usually be the one sprinting it in. She's always doing the hard yards, but she deserves a dot down, and she even gets the extra few meters at the end. It just shows their sheer class and rugby IQ.
New Zealand now out 27 points to 5, on their way to a semi-final against Canada. 27-5 it is. Spain have certainly asked some questions of them, particularly on defence, but New Zealand now, their attack starting to come together, and Waka, well, she's done so much work to create for her teammates, now gets one herself. Stacey Waka, well-deserved score for the veteran of this team.
And Stacey Waka is a class act. She always has been. She's been playing for the Black Ferns Sevens for the last 10 years, and she doesn't seem like slowing down at all. She's always creating tries, and when she gets to score one herself, she puts that big smile on, and it's just so entertaining to watch her, but it looks like she's having great fun out there as well.
$32 points to 5. It was only 12-5 at 1.5 all. Spain has been shut out in the second half. Maybe one more attacking raid for Spain. Try and take something out of this, although they're going to take plenty out of this, being back on this stage, competing against the big guns again. Up the middle, Freshneda back out there after that time in the sin bin. That proved costly. Spain will keep attacking. One awkward, Gortazat. Stuck inside their own 22. New Zealand's defence is short up again as Poldy Lane absolutely lined that up. Came flying off the fence to put a shot on. Still there, and another Poldy Lane. Oh, great hands, Gordazar. Now a real chase with Caitlin Vahakolo. On her birthday, Vahakolo drags Gordazar to ground, looks to get the turnover, but didn't release. And sees the penalty.
Denise Gortazar, she's been phenomenal since she's come on the pitch. She's doing everything. She took a big hit there, but we need to take a moment for Reese Porelane. The two smashes with the minutes tick down. She's still giving it all, and Spain are finished. They've had enough. Spain
are done, but New Zealand are through. They go to another semi-final. The defence of their Hong Kong title is still on. New Zealand 32, Spain 5. Defending champions here in Hong Kong. Canada looking to cause the upset. Off the boot of Brianne Nicholas, semi-final number 1 underway, and it's brought down by New Zealand's captain, Luciana Poldy Lane, who has been in good form. Certainly haven't been perfect, New Zealand, a little bit clunky at times, but these are the sort of games when they go up another level. Miller for Nuku. Got Canada chasing early, plying forward as Manai Nuku. Good tackle apps coming across, and now Miller will clear. Nice quick reload by New Zealand. Mahina Paul working in the middle. Now Jamie Colosi, lot of extra minutes for her this weekend. Kelsey Tinetti just tipped up by Flo Simons. That's come off a Canadian hand. It's advantage for New Zealand. It'll be blown up here. Simons, though, the defensive warrior for Canada, needed to make that tackle.
Canada just really putting some pressure. Liv Apps with that beautiful tackle against Manaia Nuku down the side here. Kelsey Tinetti getting tripped up by Flo Simons. Flo Simons gives some real clutch moments at times, and I'm really looking forward to see what she can do against this New Zealand team.
Wide-eyed Kelsey Tinetti there is Florence Simons, born and raised here in Hong Kong. Has been really good in defence. Really come right from that pretty heavy knee strapping that she wears as well. Nice and relaxed in that Canadian huddle, though.
Yeah, I would be for them. You know, they've created a disruption in the middle of the field. They've made some massive tackles. Again, if they can create some line speed, get up in New Zealand's face, don't allow New Zealand to offload. You know, Georgia's really good at getting on the outside, drawing in two people. If you can shut her down, get her to the ground, it gives you a better chance to get the ball back.
Corey Sweeney, Jocelyn Barrio, the respected coaches of these teams. As I said, the test sides met yesterday in Kansas City in the Pac 4. It was New Zealand got a little bit of revenge for that World Cup semi-final loss. Both teams from both of these 7 squads were part of that as well. It's been a nice rivalry in the 7s and 15s field.
Yeah, I love playing against Canada. They just bring something different to an Aussie side, a Great Britain side, an American side. So it's been a great rivalry over these however many years we've been playing them.
Great attacking chance here, midfield scrum for New Zealand, just on Canada's side of halfway. Manaia Nuku will feed. She's got Mahina Paul enough. They shoot to the left. Paul makes the run. She's got Tinetti with her. Tinetti trying to get that footwork going again and use her power. Rips the ball for Poldy Lane in the middle. Big dumping Poldy Lane straight up the middle. They grasped at her, and it's Reese Poldy Lane, the New Zealand captain, who opens the scoring in the semi-final.
Manaia Nuku, her ability to just get the ball out at the back of that scrum. She's got amazing pressure coming to her from Liv Apps. Kelsey on the cutback with her footwork, just finding Reese. Little dummy, and off she goes. Reese's so quick off the mark, and then she can hold it out. She's got an engine, that girl.
What is she like as a leader?
She's so calm. What I love about her is she's so sure of herself, but she's actually really lovely to learn. She loves learning about her players, her own mental state, so she's so mature for her young age.
She's given New Zealand a 7-0 lead, first blood to the Black Ferns Sevens. In this one, Crossley's knocked that in well, and it's nicely taken by Corrigan. She's rounded upon by Miller, but a good win off the restart for Canada. But that dipping ball is awkward for Apps. New Zealand forcing Canada and just to rush a little bit here, but they just regained a bit of control. Apps runs into Miller. Nicholas, nice little dummy working blindside. Bermuda's not a lot of room. Made the smart move not to give off to Corrigan, and they'll get a penalty here. Oh, Bermuda's in some discomfort. She landed on the point of that shoulder.
Yeah, Canada, the basics have to be perfect if you're playing against a New Zealand team. Catch and pass, ball carry, even your tackles. You want one person to make one tackle here. Understanding the game plan, when you're got a 2-on-1, how do we draw the last defender? So
it's going to be a tough race to run there. Right, can I get on? Bermudez has had to go to the side. That's a real shame for Canada to lose Fancy Bermudez so early. Canada hasn't had a chance to play yet. Oh, what a hole and what a hit. Brilliantly read by Colossi on Simons, who had steamed onto that Carmen Isaac into the fray for Canada. Had Williams on his shoulder, but she's dragged down by Miller. Williams will play halfback instead. Nicholas for Apps. And then pops the ball. Simons' hands are good. That one not so. Had to force it in contact. It just, as Portia Woodman-Wycliffe said, not the accuracy of pass. Just letting Canada down a little at the moment.
That hit from Jamie Colossi. we've seen glimpses of that coming through throughout the week, and I'm absolutely stoked to see that come through for Jamie.
She only took up full-time rugby about 3 or 4 years ago, Jamie Colossi. She said she didn't like contact. It's going all right. It's
Bloody awesome at it.
was no Jasmine Felix Hotham for New Zealand, out with a broken foot. So Colossi really filling that gap admirably. Paul, offload for Miller. Now Polly Lane comes back out to the open. Paul with a big dummy, and then the stop and change of direction. New Zealand have got Canada starting to stretch and grasp at jerseys and shadows a little bit here. Teneti, Kelsey Teneti looking to unpick the Canadian defence again. Simons with the desperation, and New Zealand lose control of that on the floor. Great hustle from Canada, having a hang tough in this first half. Axe comes away with it, ghosting across, looking to get Williams free, just can't find the flyer on the edge just yet. Now a little bit of space that shuts down quickly for Charity Williams. New Zealand on this, play on for Apps. She has Corrigan, just looking to run a short line, just cannot get out of their own 22, and they'll win a penalty here, New Zealand. The swarming defence. Now Miller got them rolling forward. Play on for the Black Ferns here, and Stacey Walker biding her time on the edge to finish in the corner.
Reese Pody Lane absolutely showing her leadership, her knowledge of the game. Getting in there. Georgia Miller just being so skillful. Liv Abs hanging on to her, doing her absolute best to get Georgia Miller down. Mahina Paul knowing that she needs to draw in Carmen Isik to let loose Stacey Walker. Canada, unfortunately, they just really need to hold on to the ball, Ricky. They've got depth of a set piece. New Zealand are really good at creating line speed or creating pressure. So hold on to the ball. Run at that shooter. You know, there's always a shooter. Run at their shooter and then play from there.
Hard game to play without the ball. 12-0 New Zealand. A minute to go in this first half, but that's a mistake by New Zealand. That's gone out on the full. So this is a chance for Canada to get a foothold in before half-time.
Yeah, Reese Pody Lane won't be very happy with that restart, but I'm now excited for what Canada and Liv Apps can produce from this free kick. Free kick is an amazing opportunity to just set a great launch. You've got 10 metres on the defence, so it allows you to just play.
Apps so key to everything Canada does. Nicholas goes herself, but then a little trip and an awkward fall. And it's Crosley who has stayed down as well. Real concern in back play. Waka for New Zealand. Pody Lane. As the New Zealand attack looks to launch through Miller again, trying to jink her way through a couple. Here's Reese Pody Lane again, who has been in absolutely everything. Back for Miller, that's the hooter for half-time. And then she'll throw the ball back in, and Waka's going to get a double. Georgia Miller doing Georgia Miller things, allowing Stacey Waka to go in and dot down under the posts.
Canada off that free kick, can't hold on to the ball. A bit of miscommunication. Players just needing to talk to each other and letting each other know where they are at.
Well, this is where, there's a trip and a stumble there, and that looks really nasty. Looks to be, as I say, Caroline Crosley. New Zealand playing on, of course. So Canada losing key players in the semi-final. Stacey Waka, her first half double, taking New Zealand out to a 19-0 lead at half-time in the semi-final against Canada. Some rotten injuries of late, this Canadian team. And now we're going to have to dig really deep against the best side in the world at the moment. Miller's got hands on that, her tenacity for the loose ball, winning out the contest once more. Now Mahina Paul, oh, what a ball. And then Teneti just loses control. Good recovery from Williams. The pass from Paul was lovely, but Teneti just losing contact.
Yeah, Canada just needs to hold on to the ball from restart. Mahina Paul running a big line across the field, finding tendency. Charity Williams just getting her hand to the ball and dislodging it.
Over here, please.
Now Canada have to scrum 10 metres out from their line.
Canada are going to be pretty judicious with their subs now, having lost 2 players to injury in the first half of this match.
Bind. Set.
That'll help get a penalty. Apps wants to go. No, they need to press, and goes herself, Olivia Apps. Steaming down the Cathay Stadium, the captain of this team, who has led them for the last few years, to the squad they have become, to the players she has become. Olivia Apps carrying Canada on her shoulders.
Olivia Apps just showing her absolute leadership on this field. Quick tap at the back of the scrum, little dummy, and go just on the inside of Mahina Paul. Probably a bit of miscommunication between Manaya and Mahina Paul. Liv Apps, you're an absolute legend, girl.
Just what Canada needed from their captain, their big-time player. Conversion will go over. They've got a foothold in the semi-final now. 19-7, New Zealand still. New Zealand, for the first time this weekend, busted up through the middle of their defence. Paul, tapped on cleverly by Pody Lane. Here's Waka, just holding things up again. Oh, a bit of skill from easy Pody Lane there. Kolosek, Jamie Kolosek, looking for Tanetti, communicating on the way, overplayed the hand note, just couldn't quite connect up. And they chat to each other there.
No.
Jamie Kolosek probably looking for Kelsey to have a little show, then hit the cut back on the inside. One show. Probably one show too many, getting a big fend against Liv Apps, dislodging it, knocking the ball out. Scrum to Canada, just on the other side of 50 for them.
I was going to say here. Pulling your way down.
What can Liv Apps pull out here?
Crouch. Bind.
Olivia
Set.
Apps with the 9 on her back. She's as good as anyone going in this game at the moment. And the way it comes for it's a little disrupted. Savannah Bowder tidies it. Really strong Bowder, hard to put down. Eventually, Paul does that. New Zealand got a penalty. Nuku got on it, just held on too long.
So good to see Manaya Nuku back out on the field after her knee injury and showing absolute leadership. I spoke to her on day one and she's had a massive moment of clarity, I think, from her injury.
They did that here last year, didn't she? Manaya Nuku, here's New Zealand, lots of switches and plays. That one's a little wild, but Mahina Paul on her birthday catches up with this one. Teneti now going to take on Williams. Taking the decision to stop and prop back into field. And again, it's Apps making the cover tackle. Good clear out from New Zealand, though. Canada might be stretched here with numbers for the Black Ferns. Miller roaming in the wide channels, gets the ball away, but it's a wild one from Miller out into touch. Canada are hanging tough.
Canada had some amazing scramble defense there. We've got people shooting up out of line, and I think that's causing a confusion for New Zealand. Georgia Miller trying to give her offload and tackle. Maybe was it a time to take it into a ruck and set a play and set it up for the next side?
In and hold, step across. Step across. Come in and hold the gap.
Canada throw to the line out, and it's Miller who wins it back, makes up for her error. It was an ambitious line-out ball from the Canadians, and now New Zealand with Caitlin Vahakolo into the game. Good hands from Pody Lane again. Canada shoot up out of the line. Nuku's nice footwork evading the defenders. Now Miller again in the same location. Not going to miss this time, Georgia Miller. Decides to go herself. Extends New Zealand's lead. They'll be tough to haul in from here now.
Caitlin Vahakolo just coming onto the field and doing her role where she just gets the ball wide, draws in a couple people. Mahina Paul on Manainoku sees the shooters on her outside, little step on the inside. Georgia Miller just sees a gap and she absolutely just puts her foot down.
Can you describe what it's like? I know you would have done it in training to try and defend this woman, because nobody really seems to know how to do it.
Honestly, it's so hard. At the Rugby World Cup, she was who I was practicing to get my tackles against. And the cheeky little thing, she'd be like, oh, that was nice, Pete, as she's running away with me, running away from me, still with the ball in her hand.
World Player of the Year, Georgia Miller, 26-7 now. Canada, as I say, have lost two massive players to injury in the first half. They needed to be at their best. This one will slip away from them again. And now a lost ball. Frustrating for Canada. Know they're building something here. Just cannot get over the hurdles of these semi-finals and the like against New Zealand or Australia.
And 7.
Yeah, they're probably a little bit flat on that moment there. New Zealand are renowned for line speed, right? So when you have a team like that, depth and width is your best friend.
Corey Sweeney, impassive as always on the sideline. Don't ever hear a lot from him, but prowling along. I feel like the job may be done as Braxton Sorensen, McGee, Maya Davis and Olive Watherston head out for New Zealand. Lena Saeli as well.
Time on. Crouch.
Auntie Stace still putting in the big shift on the scrum.
Set.
26-7, a minute to play. Sorensen, McGee, Pauli Lane. It has been exceptional in this match. Vahakolo ducks under one and then uses the power to slam it down. Caitlin Vahakolo stayed in the fight to get her name on the score sheet.
New Zealand scrum just proving to be really strong. Braxton getting a beautiful pass out to Reese Pauli Lane. As it dips, little goosey, draw in the inside. Trying to release KV, whether she's looking for the cut. KV was with too much power this close to the line. There's no stopping her. Actually, it took about 3 people trying to stop her. Maya Davis wearing the number 11 jersey. Big supporter there.
Pass that down to the the next generation. The famous 11 jersey in black. New Zealand are on their way to another cup final. The only team that has ever won the women's title here in Hong Kong. Their unbeaten run is going to continue. Canada have worked hard for it. They've been really gutsy under some significant adversity, and we certainly wish those injured players as well as they can be. Caroline Crossley, Fancy Bermudez. They'll keep pushing here, Canada. They're full of heart. Poulan smashed by Vahakolo. New Zealand concede the penalty, and Apps goes. Still full of intent. Now looking to release on the outside edges and steaming down on it. She's got great pace, Eden Kilgore, and showed all of it there. A really nice finish, a well-deserved finish for Canada to keep going to the bitter end, and Eden Kilgore.
That came from Reese, being that second arriver, pulled their ball carrier down but not releasing. Liv App taking a quick tap off the back there and giving the ball to Eden Kilgore, who gets around Caitlin Vahakolo. That doesn't happen often. KV's pretty quick, but Eden Kilgore even quicker.
New Zealand started well, Canada finished the better, but it is New Zealand who will go through to play for the title here at the Cathay HSBC Hong Kong Sevens. New Zealand 31, Canada 12. There's trouble, if ever I've seen it. This is the 50th matchup between New Zealand and Australia in the course of their history. The final is ready, 2026, Cathay HSBC Hong Kong Sevens Women's Decider. Off the boot of the New Zealand captain, Reese Pauli Lane, to bring it down for her opposite skipper, Maddie Ashby, who goes to her co-captain, Balanassa. Standing in the tackle, clearing out bodies. Mahina Paul getting in the way. They look to crash it out. Nuku knows she's gone high on the Fa'afafikosalia, so tap and go, just a penalty. And straight into the hands of Caitlin Shave, one of the real speedsters in this Australian team. This is a nice start for the Aussie Sevens. Oh, Fa'afafikosalia is away. Miller chasing Fa'afafikosalia, looking for the support line from Ashby. Miller did well to cut off the option, but up over halfway come Australia. This from the kickoff. Tia Hines been excellent pulling the strings. Now some space for Shave. Comes one-to-one. Waka just holds on. Got a massive fend in the face. Here's another penalty. Away goes Henwood. It's all Australia in the opening minute. Ashby rips it wide. Fa'afafikosalia prominent. She's hit by Kolossi. And look, and standing, the frown on her face, the grit of the teeth. They make their way towards the superstar striker on the far right. And then they move away from Maddie Levi. Ashby will come open. Fa'afafikosalia again. Poldy Lane gets her stands, and the tackle offload is excellent. Henwood. New Zealand's defence standing firm, but Australia making inroads, and then the last pass is forced, and Shave can't hold on to a difficult ball.
Oh, that's so unlucky for Caitlin Shave, but Australia are bringing it to the Black Ferns. This is exactly what we want to see. The skill level is top drawer, and just this last pass, oh, it was in the breadbasket. Sometimes you can just take the eye off it and it slips, but that's exactly the attitude we want to see from the Australians. Bring it to New Zealand. What a start to this final.
There's that head-to-head cup finals over the years, New Zealand dominating. This is the 10th final in a row between these teams, and it's New Zealand 9 out of those last 10. There's Tim Walsh, the Australian coach.
Tim Walsh putting on some messages there, but speaking to the Aussie girls, what they want to do is play for the full 14 minutes. They say they're well able to go toe-to-toe with New Zealand, but it's doing it for the entire game.
The scrum will set, New Zealand to feed it just on their own side of halfway. With Manai Nuku, it's moving around all over the place, and Australia almost pushing New Zealand off that, but Nuku comes away with it. Goes short ball for Kolossi, trying to crash her way through, pumps the legs a little further onto the halfway line. Paul clears for Nuku again. Manai Nuku, injured here last year. Taneti can't find a way through. It's good defence from Australia this time. Now therefore Kolossi. Miller, first time with ball in hand for Georgia Miller. Trying to go herself. Good gang tackle by Shave and Nasser. Kolossi again, New Zealand reload. Paul pressing and probing. She's got really good gas. Mahina Paul going herself. It's been a breakout season for her, and it's Mahina Paul who breaks open the final and the first try under the posts.
Mahina Paul going from distance. She saw the gap and she absolutely exploited it. Goes outside 2 Australians, and she has enough speed to keep it up and run away from Callie Henwood. What a finish from Mahina Paul, but it was started by the rest of the team, especially Georgia Miller, who had a busting run on the close side of the pitch here, and that caused havoc for the Australian defence.
A try and a final on your 25th birthday in front of the South Stand in Hong Kong for Mahina Paul. 7-0, first blood to New Zealand. New Zealand goes shallow. The target is Waka. It's going to bounce back on New Zealand's side. Paul keeps the hands free. Kolossi coming back for Miller. Australia all eyes on the World Player of the Year. It's a big gap for her, but did well, really well, tracking across Fa'afafikosalia. Nice pick up, Nuku. New Zealand losing plenty of ground off this possession. Poldy Lane. What a strong tournament, the New Zealand captain. Chest pass. And now a hole for Nuku to go cut up the middle. Shave's going to chase. Shave's going to bear down on Nuku. Caitlin Shave closing in on Nuku. Now a little bit of keep away. The offload comes. Colossi has to hold it up. Levi's got herself in the way. And it's all open now for Miller to try and canter her way in, and she does so. Miller and New Zealand win that battle, and they get their second try.
Oh, it's Battle of the Titans here. There's some serious blows being put in. Look at Reece Lane, the skipper here. She manages to get inside, gets the pass away to Nuku, who is flying up the middle of the pitch. But who else but Caitlin Shave runs her down. Nuku has all the patience in the world, and then look how calm and collected the New Zealand team are through Jamie Colossi. And then who is it? Georgia Miller shaking off Levi to score in front of the South Stand. But who else? World Player of the Year.
Cody Lane will convert from in front. It's New Zealand, 2 tries to the good. Georgia Miller, 41 for the season. Australia have to respond. Heidi Dennis into the action. Here's Nasser. Oh, good from Bella Nasser. Great bit of footwork. She's got open territory in front of her, and they do respond, and it's the captain, Bella Nasser, dragging her team into this final. Straight up through the heart of New Zealand's defence. Nasser cuts them open.
Like a hot knife through butter, Isabella Nasser, her first one of the weekend. She deserves it because she's been everywhere. She works so hard. Look at that fake step. Oh, brilliant through the middle. The number 10 splits the New Zealand defence. She has a look up in the screen to make sure no Black Fern is chasing her. And she takes in the moment and strikes back. What a fight we have in our hands here.
This game can change in the blink of an eye. All of a sudden, the gap narrows as we nudge towards half-time. New Zealand 14, Australia 7. That's an excellent restart. Henwood, oh, Tegan Levi, it is. What an effort in the air to win the ball. And the penalty, though, comes New Zealand as Miller fights back. And taking the tap from the right spot.
Tegan Levi off the bench every single time she's come onto the pitch this weekend. She's made a dominant impact.
Yes.
She is soaring through the air here. Never takes her eyes off the ball.
Cody Lane stands a little kick in behind here. Nuku's had her run checked on the way through, but it'll be play on, and Waka wins the battle for the loose ball. Ball knocked out of the hands. It's still there for Nuku. They round upon her. Australia desperately trying to hold New Zealand out of this after the halftime hooter. New Zealand wanting one more. Miller trying to step her way through. A couple gets the offload away. Paul can't hang on, and that will be the end of a ferocious first half. The final living up to all the hype. It's New Zealand 14, Australia 7 at halftime. Second half underway. It's, oh, Miller, that's awkward in the air, and Tegan Levi might be on her way to the sin bin. She's going to argue the point and instead go straight to the sin bin. We'll turn around and see Georgia Miller smiling in her face, and the tension, the spice, the niggle between these teams and players will only grow.
Both of them flying in the air. Tegan Levi will argue that she had eyes for the ball, but they're the rules. 2 minutes in the bench, you want to get seated. But Georgia Miller, what a competitor, smiling after that. She is ferocious. She takes no prisoners.
Form, please. Form quicker, please. Ready?
Messages from the huddles were very clear from coaches and players at halftime.
Crouch.
But this is tough for Australia now with 6.
Crouch. Going. Sets.
Nuku for Paul, who busted it open. Here's Tanetti, hasn't had a lot go her way. That's a ball back inside for Manaya Nuku. 3 Australians rounding on it. Nuku on the angle, Nathan chasing, finds Tanetti, held the pass up beautifully. Can't link up with Waka though, as Levi got in the channel as well. Australia scrambling well in defence, but they could have numbers here. New Zealand, Paul for Colossi. Colossi for the corner, Dennis chasing. That's a great chase from Heidi Dennis. Colossi sends it back and Hines up over the top. Hines wins the penalty.
What a defensive effort there. Chasing back, making that last-ditch tackle against Colossi. And then she's just segregated from her teammates. She can't do anything. She's caught, and the Australians managed to save one.
Pure desperation as they manage the sin bin time.
Oh, look at that effort. Straight in on top of the pill. You're not moving her off that, Tia Hines. Exceptional work, exceptional strength.
I need a clear set.
There's so much work in this team, Tia Hines, that sometimes goes unnoticed, but absolutely critical to all they do. Needs to find this line out, 2-person. That's a great lift, Nasser and Levi. So Australia from their own goal, in front of their own goalposts, attacking with 6. And New Zealand will get the penalty. Australia arguing the point with the referee. New Zealand will play and they'll get it eventually, punishing the discipline. And it's Tanetti, Kelsey Tanetti in this final.
Kelsey Tanetti, well deserved. You can just see if you give the Black Ferns a sniff, they're going to take it. They do not wait around for you to be ready. They're all looking at the ref, the Australians. They're fighting their case. But Sonny Lee doesn't care. Georgia Miller's calling for the ball, and she whips it out, gets another assist to the well-deserving Tanetti. And New Zealand are getting ahead of steam now. It's going to be hard to slow them down.
Kick goes across the face, 19-7. Australia back to the full complement of players. Need to be next to score. Dennis, who has grown into a key component of this side. Levi. This time they go the kick. Nathan and Maddie Levi will steam down on it. In fact, it's Tegan Levi trying to get back there for Australia. Waka on the floor. It's a real tangle, a mess of bodies. Waka just brings it back. As New Zealand get back in numbers. Play on again for the Black Ferns. Nuku holds it up. Poldy Lane. Offload for Miller. Nasser. Oh, the switch. Oh, the sleight of hand. Left everyone except Mahina Paul behind. All the little touches just falling New Zealand's way. Tanetti, that is an ugly ball, but no damage done. New Zealand walking. Oh, Waka. The footwork going. Australia's defence is staunch, but is it bending?
Just in the side there by Australia, it's Tegan Levi. She's trying to make up for that sin bin. You could see her tearing up the pitch. Tim Walsh looking at the clock. He knows time is ticking. There is enough time to get back into this game. You can just see the marks from the pitch because these women are all over it. They're fighting for every inch, and Tegan Levi is trying her best to get Australia back into this game.
You mean in the scrum? Yes, please. Thank you.
A battle of wills, a battle of minds.
Ready? Set up, girls, on the 5. Time back on. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Away come New Zealand again. Poldy Lane. Australia's defence everywhere it has to be. But New Zealand keeping possession. Under 3 minutes to go now. Miller, Nathan chases across. That's a great chase from Nathan. Tanetti was there on the shoulder. Levi gets back. Tanetti gets the knees to ground. Poldy Lane, or Paul rather, steaming onto it. What a read from Tarita. But New Zealand asking so many questions of this Australian defence. Poldy Lane puts it on the toe for Waka to chase. Ball's going to dribble out into touch. Turning Australia around. New Zealand change up the tactics.
Reece Porry Lane is having a phenomenal game. She's really putting in the work in the middle of the pitch. Look at her here again. She tries something here, which is great to see the confidence from the skipper. Puts the boot on the ball. Unfortunately, it just goes a little bit too far for Stacey Waka. But there's changes coming on now. We have Vahakolo on the wing, and she's been scoring for fun this weekend, so keep an eye on her.
Caitlin Shave getting back out there for Australia too. The real speedster on the edges. Gosh, you talk about the leaders of these respective sides. Holdy Lane, supported by Miller and Waka. Nasser, supported by Ashby in particular, the co-captains. Australia through Ben Tarita. Heidi Dennis almost cutting away through the middle. She's so dangerous. Australia inside their own 22. Tegan Levi, she goes with a kick, and look at Shave, the former sprinter, gonna steam down on this one. Vahakola gonna have to do the work. What's the ball gonna do for Caitlin Shave? Well, good timing from Vahakola, but that's a great effort. Unfortunate for Caitlin Shave. Penalty Australia, New Zealand offside. They have to go. Nasser. Dennis, that was calm. And then the switch, and Tarita can't handle under pressure. They came. It'll be a scrum Australia. There was a first little touch from New Zealand. You can feel everyone holding their breath at times.
I have goosebumps watching this game. This is really high quality rugby from both ends. Australia are trying absolutely everything, and New Zealand are hanging on for dear life not to let them through. That was Tarita, who nearly had the ball in both hands. But it just shows the effort level, the work rate from the Black Ferns to hold them out.
How good is Rugby Sevens? How good are these finals, this tournament? Under a minute now, Australia. It has to be now to give themselves a chance at the death. Tegan Levi, finally they get Maddie into it. And Maddie does what Maddie does. She finishes, and she does drag her team in with a chance now. Maddie Levi, go, 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 says Australia.
Maddie Levi, she's been looking all game, and finally when she got a sniff, of course she got one. She doesn't need much space. It's the sister act from Australia. Oh, tongue out, Goosey drops it to the sis. Finish it off there, will you? Perfect. Now it's all about leadership. There's only a couple seconds left on the clock. And the bench is fired up too.
A try to tie it, a converted try to win it is what Australia needs. There's the hooter. New Zealand have got the ball, and knock on, they'll bang it away. They're not going to play the knock on. They're going to play another title in Hong Kong for New Zealand. 4 in a row at the home of Sevens for the Black Ferns again. An epic final between two epic teams. Australia threw everything at this one.